Hello, Flat Earth researchers, debaters and debunkers. Just gathering some thoughts about the whole Flat Earth debate and the clash of cultures down here in Phuket, southern Thailand. I'm at a temple near my home, so I thought I'd show you around while offering up some insight from personal experiences as one who's had to adapt from a Western culture to a Buddhist-oriented culture. And hopefully this might have some value to one or two of you out there, and maybe dampen the fire on the debate there. Just maybe hopefully bring some understanding possibly to both sides of the debate. Because culture is one of those things that you can't help. You're brought up with it and you just automatically think in certain ways. You make assumptions, you react to certain situations or things people do or say to you just because of your culture. You can't help it unless you step back and think about it and try to observe your own thoughts and where they originated from. Until you do that, you can't truly kind of work out what's going on in your own head, I think. As we've talked about before, that's what Buddhism is about. It's a science of the mind. It's understanding how the mind works. And if you can take the time to do that, then you can start to look at the reasons you feel certain ways. It doesn't necessarily change that. It doesn't necessarily change you as a person. But at least you recognize the things that make you tick, the things that make you angry, the things that make you happy, the things that make you jealous, the things you're attached to, whether they be physical things, beliefs, emotions, people, surroundings, all that. They're all attachments. So yeah, I came here seeking truth, seeking my own truth, as it were, and some answers to some of life's more meaningful questions. Certainly didn't find them straight away. In fact, even though came here seeking knowledge, enlightenment, as it were, it took years and years and years to break that conditioning, break the culture, or discard the culture bit by bit. You just when I first came here, just full of bravado, and I just thought that us Westerners know all there is to know about, we'll show these guys a thing or two, that kind of colonialist, whatever, you know what I mean, kind of attitude that there's only one way of doing things properly, and we know best. So even though I came seeking answers with what I thought was an open mind, the conditioning, you still come with all that baggage. You can't just throw it off immediately. It has to happen bit by bit. But you really do have to break the conditioning to even start to begin to understand anything about the culture you've come into. We're here on an incubator of life, for life, nothing else like it. We can look up and we can see things are round or disc-shaped or projected onto a screen, whatever. But the point is, we're here on this earth, we are of Mother Earth. These scientists have got us looking up to the stars and way beyond, What are you looking for? Cool, go out and explore, but what are you looking for? You're not going to find the answers to life's most fundamental questions by going off to the stars. We're probably not supposed to anyway. This is home, Mother Earth. This is where it's all at. This is where you find all the answers, right here, inside, looking inside, not outside. And that's what the whole Buddhist culture is all about. Maybe that's the big difference between the two cultures and the difference between the people on the two sides of the flat earth debate. you know. Again, appealing to round earthers or defenders of the globe, that flat earthers, it's not that they don't understand the science. They've been through that. They've studied the science and looked at all the different aspects of it, and things don't add up. You know, so you've got to start taking a more esoteric view. I mean, from what I've done, looked at with the horizons, it's clear that it is down to individual perspective. I'm happy with that. You know, that there's the geographical shape of the Earth, you know, doesn't matter too much, because what's more important is about how you create your physical universe. We all collectively create it. You know, we are the creators. So it can be whatever we want it to be, really. So, you know, the Thai culture, just like any other culture, has its things you do and don't do, and in a sense that's restrictive, you know. I mean, yes, their free thinking is in that you can be whatever you want to be. I mean, Thailand is a place where, you know, it's okay to be a transsexual or a lady boy. No problem at all. They don't get any stick at all, really, you know. It's just how they want to be. It's their choice. So that's fine. No one, you know, gives them any trouble for that. It's all right. You know. But here are the two heroines of Phuket. They are said to have fought off the Burmese by getting all the women together, dressing up as soldiers, and creating an army of women. So they fought off the Burmese, and they are revered among Phuketians for saving Phuket. You know, a lot of the time Westerners come here and they say, oh, Thais aren't logical. And now that offends me, really, because of course they're logical in their way, for their culture, you know, their way, their society. You just don't understand it yet, you know. So you see exactly the same with the flat earth debate. You know, you see people come along and just with their preconceptions, and they just can't fathom it. Doesn't make sense to them that someone can even contemplate that we're living on a flat earth, you know. So, you know, when I was first here, it takes years and years and years to adapt, to actually even begin to understand this totally different culture. So, you know, the flat earthers, you've got to give the round earthers time, you've got to go gentle on them, you've got to understand how it's very difficult without forcing yourself into a situation, forcing yourself out of your comfort zone and smashing your existing mindset in order to welcome the new. It's almost impossible. So, you know, that's why maybe all the conspiracies, you know, the flat earth is the ultimate one. It's because people have been through that. They've been through the kind of the oh my God moment when they started to realize that, you know, capitalism rules the world and humanitarianism takes a back seat. You know, look at this respect for trees, you know, the fact that, you know, spirits reside in trees. So they are looked after, they are kept, they are revered, you know. Of course, some people even, you know, the Thais, some of them might go to the temple and ask for the lucky lottery number. Well, that's not Buddhism. And no, even if they get the number, even if they win the lottery from their prayers, that's only going to bring suffering. You know, it's not the point. They're missing the point. If they do that, they go and make merit so they can get merit and get the things they want. That's not the idea. Thais and their Buddhist nature, and it's a unique form of Buddhism, but ultimately they try to avoid conflict. Avoiding conflict is great because all sides win, and it gives you a chance. If you recognize when you're getting angry then you take a step back. That's, like I said, Buddhism is mind science, a science of the mind, understanding how the mind works and how it can play tricks on you. The monkey mind, it's got to be tamed, as it were. And even the most, the highest monk who's reached enlightenment, they're still a human being. They still have thoughts and desires, and moment by moment, the whole idea of the science is that moment by moment, as those thoughts and feelings arise, you examine them, you explore them, you deal with them, and by the time you've done that, the feeling's gone away because you've understood it, and voila, you get peace. And I think that's what ultimately people want in the flat earth debate is flat earthers they're looking for those, the answers to the fundamental questions. Ultimately, they just want peace. They don't want to argue. They don't want to argue with you round earthers about, math and science, accepted science and stuff. There's already that understanding that we don't get it yet, and we've got a lot more exploring to do until we do get it. So, it doesn't matter how enlightened or how old or how wise you might be, there's always something fresh and new to learn about the human experience. So coming across the flat earth is a culture shock, of course, but just remember that whatever reaction you might have to it is based on your cultural conditioning. And if anything can come from the debate, in fact, I think it might be a primer for more profound things to come in the future. If everyone can just get a taste of the flat earth debate, then they can at least start to examine what makes us tick. Thank you.